A man dies in an accident, but he still had wish that hadn't fulfilled, so his spirit stayed on here, waiting for help from others. James is a dentist. He had a busy day with many patients. This led to a chaotic lifestyle and some gastrointestinal problems, so he put aside his work for a while and went to the hospital for a gastroscopy. During his checkup at the hospital, his heart stopped during the procedure due to an overdose of anesthesia. Luckily, James miraculously came back to life after 7 minutes. He left the hospital with a relaxed look on his face. After dying once, James suddenly became very popular. As he walked down the street, many people came to talk to him. In a few minutes, he was followed by a large group of people. They looked very anxious and wanted James to help them. In addition to being followed on the street, these people would break into his house. He woke up with a crowd around his bed, and they all wanted James to help them. James doesn't know what's going on, and his life became a mess. One day, a middle-aged man named Frank approached James. He explained in detail why James was so popular. After James came back from the dead, he gained the ability to see ghosts. The people who follow him are ghosts, including Frank. And he also detailed the cause of his death. An air conditioner fell from the sky. The man dodged it and backed into the road. Although he managed to avoid the air conditioner, he was hit and killed by a bus. Frank died like that. His spirit came to James because he wanted him to fulfill his wish. James refused at first. Frank began to haunt him until James couldn't stand it any longer and agreed. Frank's request was difficult for James. Since his death, his wife Tina has fallen in love with another man, but Frank doesn't think that man is worthy of his wife's love. He wanted James' help in destroying their relationship. From that day on, he was forced to get close to Tina. She was a scientist studying mummies, and James was a dentist. Surprisingly, they got something in common. Tina asked James to help her study the mummy's teeth. In addition, Frank often shows up and teaches him a lot about relationships. James and Tina's relationship developed quickly, but soon after, a new situation arose. One day, James and Tina were talking about Frank at dinner. Tina said she knew about Frank's cheating. And after James got in touch with Tina's new boyfriend, he realized that he wasn't as bad as Frank said he was. He begins to wonder if he should continue to help Frank and get involved in their relationship. Although he wants to give up, James has fallen in love with Tina. When he learns that Tina has broken up with that man, he starts to pursue Tina. This is what Frank wants. After all, James is the man of his choosing. With Frank's help, James soon knew all about Tina's interests. He thought he could be with Tina quickly, but after all the previous events, Tina was already disappointed in love. She didn't accept the new relationship and told James to leave. This made James very sad. He thought of the ghosts who wandered the streets with their heart's desire still unfulfilled. He seems to understand their moods now. In the next few days, James helped many ghosts to fulfill their wishes and be reincarnated. Only Frank could not fulfill his wish. James sympathized with him and he still loved Tina. He decided to pursue Tina again. He came to Tina's exhibition, but things didn't go well. The tie got into a huge argument on the side of the road. Just then, they busted over James. He became a ghost just like Frank. When they walked to the scene of the accident, they found Tina crying. Tina was actually in love with James. She just couldn't accept this relationship temporarily. After seeing this scene, Frank disappeared because his wish had been fulfilled. What Frank has been looking for is a man who can make his wife cry sincerely. Now that she has found one, he can go to his reincarnation without any worries. Fortunately, at the end of the story, James wakes up in the hospital. He finally came together with Tina. Their love has a happy ending and Frank fulfills his heart's desire. This is the end of this movie sharing. If you like it, you can subscribe to my channel.